Good afternoon, beautiful people, and welcome to Sunny Daze, the podcast that's mostly good vibes, great stories, and just the right amount of magic. I'm your host, Jolly. And what's up today? Well, I'm in love with the love story. A lifetime later, love walks in. You know, at 88 years young, most people are slowing down, maybe even enjoying bingo nights or chattering over coffee at the local senior citizen. But for Winona Moss and Jimmy Ashley, that same center became the unexpected stage for a brand new chapter of their lives, one not only marked by endings, but by beginnings. They first met at the community ice cream social. Winona, a retired school teacher with a laugh that could fill a room, and Jimmy, a Navy veteran who stood a little taller when he talked about honor and good manners. Their first conversation was about peach cobbler of all things. Winona says hers was the best in town, and Jimmy, bold as ever, dared to disagree. Spoiler, they later baked one together and declared it a tie. What started as casual chats and shared activities turned into something deeper: movie nights and gentle walks around the courtyard, and long talks about everything from raising kids to their favorite Motown records. They had nearly 9 decades of stories between them, but suddenly the future felt full as ever. After a year of growing closer, Jimmy did something beautifully old fashioned. He asked both their families for blessings. Then, on a Thursday afternoon, in the very center where they met, with his voice shaking just slightly, he proposed. Winona's answer? A cheerful yes, of course. Less than a month later, they exchanged vows in an intimate ceremony filled with lace and laughter and lots of tissue. Their grandkids served as flower girls and ring bearers, and friends from the center sang old love songs in a makeshift choir. They slow danced, a little wobbled, but a lot joyful, to unchained melodies surrounded by cheers and love. Their story isn't just a sweet headline, right? It's a beautiful reminder. Love doesn't have an expiration date. It can come quietly, gently, even in your golden years. And when it's real, it finds you, even over peach cobbler and bingo cards. A shout out to you guys. And now a story for all you kiddos getting that first job. More than just a summer job. It was the summer before her junior year, and Mary Frances Ruskell thought she knew what she was signing up for when she took a job at Granbury Grill, a tiny, slightly greasy, but well-loved diner tucked into the corner of Columbia, South Carolina. She figured she'd learn how to carry 3 plates at once, maybe juggle a grumpy boss over and a few over easy eggs, the usual stuff. But what she walked away with that summer went far beyond tips and time cards. It was the kind of education you don't get in a classroom. At Granbury Grill, the locals came in early and often. Farmers, factory workers, teachers on break, retirees with endless stories. The same faces showed up every morning for coffee and bacon, and Mary Frances began to recognize not just their orders, but their patterns and their moods, and most importantly, their stories. There was Miss Bernice, who always ordered the French toast and reminded Mary to slow down and breathe. Baby, life's not a race. And then there was Big Carl, a former trucker who spoke in metaphors and once said, people are like toast. Some need a little more heat to bring out the flavor. And then there was her coworker, Janie, who taught her how to handle a rush, pour coffee without spilling a drop, and smile even when your feet are screaming. At first, Mary Frances tried just to do her job, take the orders, run the plates, clock out. But something shifted. The more she listened, the more she saw people. She started to understand what it meant to really connect with someone who was nothing like her. People from different walks of life, different generations, different beliefs. She learned how to ask questions, how to pause and hear the answer, how to find dignity in hard work and joy in the simplest interactions. It wasn't always pretty. Sometimes the dishwasher broke, sometimes the orders got messed up, and sometimes she cried in the walk-in freezer because a customer called her kid one too many times. But through it all, she discovered something really golden. Community isn't just where you live. It's what you build when you care enough to notice the people standing right in front of you. And when summer ended that year, Mary Frances didn't just return to school with a resume line. She returned with perspective about adulthood and kindness, about connection and the quiet strength in everyday people. She may have left the diner behind, but the lessons followed her everywhere she went. Because once you learn how to really see people, you can't unsee them. And that's where the magic lives. And that's what Miss Mary found. And now, how about some holidays and observations that we need to take a look for in June? Well, the major ones we've got all of June, we've got Pride Month. It's celebrated globally. Pride Month honors the LGBTQ and community. It's history, struggles, triumphs, and the ongoing fight for equality. Expect parades, rainbow flags, and a whole lot of love. And then we've got on the June 19th, we've got Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day or Emancipation Day. Juneteenth marks the day in 1865 when enslaved people in Texas were finally informed of their freedom, 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. It became a federal holiday in 2021. And then you've got the third Sunday in June. You've got Father's Day, a time to honor dads, bonus dads, grandpas, and any father figures you have in your life. Usually celebrated with barbecued dad jokes and suspiciously large mugs. And lots of ties, I imagine. Is that still a thing, by the way? And then some other observations you might want to make is World Environment Day. That's a UN-backed day to raise awareness about protecting our planet. This year's theme is often tied to climate action, conservation, or eco-restoration. And then there's some funny, even more so, quirky ones. There's National Say Something Nice Day, which is today, June 1st. Hello, everybody, you're just beautiful. Because kindness is always in season. Compliments are optional, but strongly encouraged. And then the first Friday in June, it's National Donut Day. Yes, this is real. Yes, you can really eat too. It started as a way to honor donut lassies who served World War I soldiers. Now, it's just delicious donuts. And on June 8th, there's National Best Friends Day. Perfect excuse to text your ride or die and say, thanks for not deleting my unhinged voice messages. And then usually the Friday after Father's Day is Take Your Dog to Work. Companies that participate officially or unofficially, the best. Bonus if your pup behaves during Zoom meetings. All right, and then one of the also most important days, June 25th, is Global Beatles Day, a day to celebrate the music and messages of peace, love, rock and roll from the Beatles. Cue Here Comes the Sun. Da, 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 da. Okay, now how about some did you know facts about June? Well, did you know June is named after Juno, the Roman goddess of marriage? That's why it's been a go-to month for weddings for centuries. She's like basically the patron saint of I do. And did you know the longest day of the year usually falls in June? The summer solstice gives you extra hours of daylight to play, dance, garden, or nap in a hammock. And did you know that June is it's only one I'm sorry, let's do that again. June is one of only 3 months with multiple birthstones, pearls, moonstones, and alexandrite. Because June says, I'm not choosing just one bad. And did you know something else about June? Is June 15th is the National Smile Power Day. No, we didn't cover that, did we? That's right, your smile is a certified superpower. Flash it like sunshine and watch the mood shift. All right, guys, that's June 15th. And that's Father's Day, isn't it, this year, June 15th? Oh, what a great day to smile. What a great reason. And did you know the rose is June's official flower? And in Victorian days, it was like sending a secret message. Red meant love, yellow meant friendship, and white said, peace out, literally. I mean, you know. And did you know June's a pretty cool month? I mean, think about it. We get Memorial Day that we just passed. So we starting off summertime, and then here we go, the long summer days. What do you have planned? What are you gonna be doing? You'd be able to get a picnic in on the weekend, maybe an evening movie. How about outside movies? Who still does outside movies? the big cameras on the garage or something like that. Okay, back to our show. And now in entertainment. Well, we took the month of June off because we've been honoring all of our wonderful graduates of 2025. So we've missed our movies and our music. So let's just get to where we are right now. Out in the big screen, Lilo and Stitch. This heartwarming tale of the Hawaiian girl and her alien friend captivated audience. It's still setting the stage for Disney's future live action endeavors. That's a great one. Thunderbolts is out. While it's not MC's highest one, it really showcases the franchise's versatility. And it's another loved favorite. And Sinners by Warner Brothers. Ryan Coogler's Sinners is a genre blending film set during the Prohibition era. Surprises many by being such a success. Its unique mix of blues music and vampire lore and social commentary resonated with its audience and with its critics. And guess what else is out? Final Destination Bloodlines. Whoa, the horror franchise returned with Final Destination Bloodlines. Its fresh take on the series premise attached to both longtime fans and newcomers, because it's been how long since the first Final Destination? So here we go into a whole nother group. Okay, and Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. That's Tom Cruise's latest installment. Awesome. So way to go, Ethan Hunt. Okay, here we go. And what about music? What's happening over there? Well, I figured I'd get us a couple of genres that are out in music. So the top 5 songs on the Billboard 100 are What I Want, Morgan Walden featuring Tate McRae, Just in Case with Morgan Walden, I'm the Problem with Morgan Wallen. Well, you've got a few of them up there. Ordinary by Alex Warren, and Luther by Kendrick Lamar and Sass. Some of the top country hits are What I Want with Morgan Wallen featuring Tate McRae, I'm the Problem with Morgan Wallen, Love Somebody, Morgan Wallen, A Bar Song, Tipsy Shaboozey, The Giver by Chappelle Roan. And here's some of the top songs in the pop songs that are in the Billboard. Die with a Smile, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars. They did make quite a splash with that. Apt with Rose and Bruno Mars. Luther, Kendrick Lamar. Ordinary with Alex Warren. And Birds of a Feather with Billie Eilish. Another great one, huh? And here's some of the top rock songs. So up from the bottom with Linkin Park, Even If It Kills Me with Papa Roach, Wonderful Wall with Bring Me the Horizon, Apologies by 3 Days Grace, and Unshattered, Linkin Park. All right, and then we've got 5 soul songs that are up and going. What's Your Secret? J Soul Brothers III. Hot Fun in the Summertime, Sly and the Family Stone. Michelle, Luther Vandross. Bubbly Pop, Bootsy Collins. Everybody is a Star, Sly and the Family Stone. And this is some of the top recommended songs right now. All right, let's get on with a Jolly Chat story, shall we? And this one's kind of fun. The Wild Day Out. It was the kind of morning where even the clouds looked like cotton candy, puffy and sweet and full of promise. 7 12-year-olds bursting with summer energy and backpack snacks loaded onto the yellow bus van for their big summer care field trip to Sunwood Wildlife Zoo. I'm sorry, excuse me. The staff, Miss Rhoda, Coach T, and a very patient teenager named Kiki had clipboards, sun hats, and the slightly haunted look of people who knew what a dozen churros could do to middle schoolers. Uh-oh. But the kids, they were ready for a while. There was Jax, who swore he could talk to birds. Talia, who brought a tiny notebook for scientific observations. And twins, Max and Maddie, who already dared each other to high-five at Penguin. Spoiler, they would try. As they walked through the gates, something shimmered just for a second, like the air itself winked. Adventure unleashed. First up, the giraffes. Did you know their tongues are blue so they don't get sunburn? Talia announced, completely ignoring the fact that Jax was trying to get one to take his selfie with him. Coach T guided them past the big cats with a booming, "Don't worry, they're well fed," while secretly holding on to the fence a little tighter than necessary. But the real adventure began near the back of the zoo, the conservation grove, a quiet area with older trees and whispery shade and signs that read "Silent Zones, Nature Listening Area." Many squinted at the bronze plat that read, "Sometimes the wild speak. If you listen gently, it may speak back." What does that mean? She asked. Probably a metaphor, Max shrugged. But right now, the wind shifted. A humming sound began, soft at first, then swirling like music made of leaves and light. The trees shimmered again. Suddenly, the kids weren't just in the zoo, they were a part of it. A lemur leapt one branch to another and landed with full dramatic flair right in front of them. It bowed. Then the animals began to move in strange but wonderful ways. The elephants painted patterns in the dust with their trunks, forming shapes that looked like messages. The parrot sang a song in a tune that spelled out each of the kids' name. Even the sleepy old tortoise gave Talia a slow wink, as if saying, "You're doing fine, future scientist." Miss Rhoda's eyes widened. "Okay, now I know I didn't drink the zoo punch," Jax whispered. "Told you the birds talk." Just as quickly as it started, the shimmer faded. The animals resumed their ordinary zooish behavior. No more parrot harmonies, no more lima bowing, but something had changed. Each kid left the grove a little quieter, a little more aware, like they've seen something special, something that couldn't quite be explained, but would never be forgotten. As they climbed back on the van, Talia flipped open her notebook and wrote in big letters, "Nature is not just a place, it's a story that's still being told." And Coach T glanced at the lemur exhibit one last time and muttered, "I don't ever remember it bowing before." Miss Rhoda just smiled. "Field trip magic," she said. "It's real. It just doesn't always look like sparkles and spells." The end. All right. Thank you, beautiful souls. That's a wrap for today's Sunny Days. Remember, kindness is contagious, joy is a choice, and a little bit of magic is hiding in just the everyday if you just stop and look for it. So keep shining, keep smiling, and until next time, stay sunny, stay golden, and most importantly, stay you.